School shooters are often caught when it's almost too late. Let's explore 4 cases where these shooters realized that they were caught red-handed. In July of 2023, a troubling incident happened in Duval County involving a 15-year-old student named Devin Thompson. The incident began when police received a call about a fight between 2 rival football teams, but things quickly took a far more dangerous turn. As officers arrived on the scene, they were met with a shocking sight. Devin was firing a gun into the crowd. The situation became chaotic as the officers urgently tried to get Devin to drop the firearm. They shouted at him to let go of the gun, but he didn't comply. With no option left, the officers attempted lethal force to stop him.
Get on the fucking ground now! I'll fucking kill you! Don't you fucking move!
The officers managed to subdue Devin, who was wearing a white shirt. They handcuffed him and in the midst of the chaos discovered that he had sustained a gunshot wound to his hip and a graze wound to his forehead and hand.
In my head, and right here. Where? On your hip? Yeah. Where? Hey, is that the gun? Yes.
As they waited for medical assistance to arrive, the officers attempted to provide some makeshift first aid. They questioned Devin, who claimed he had been shot before. Eventually, it was revealed that he would be charged with multiple felonies, including discharging a weapon on school property, possession of a firearm on school property, and carrying a concealed firearm. Thankfully, the quick response and actions of the officers prevented further harm to innocent people during the alarming incident.
Everyone with a gun is not a bad person. I'm just saying. Just because I have a gun doesn't mean I'm a criminal.
I understand that.
All
We
right.
understand. We all understand.
In May of 2023, at Ohio's Orange High School, a strange thing happened. School staff found a single bullet in the cafeteria and they didn't waste any time, immediately calling the police. The officers quickly arrived to figure out what was going on, and it didn't take them long to figure out that the bullet belonged to a student named Nolan Rosen, who was 18 years old. Nolan didn't deny that the bullet was his, but he tried to explain that he had no harmful intentions.
You're just arresting me on a charge that's made up. I know. You are though. It's made up.
It's been in
It's
law
made
for
up.
a long
No, it's
time.
made
Yeah,
up,
we didn't
dude.
make up things.
It's
We
made
don't
up.
have the authority to make things up.
He said he did have a rifle and bullets in his car on the school premises, but he brought the bullet because it, quote, gave him comfort, and didn't plan on using it for anything dangerous.
And this is your book bag, this black one? Right there. Okay. That's all of them?
Yeah.
As the officers talked to Nolan, they started to doubt his story. They found something strange in his pockets, 2 more bullets and a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So you had 2 bullets in this one?
These are yours?
Right here.
Okay, we'll get there, Okay.
Literally, if I thought I was doing anything wrong, I wouldn't bring it.
I got you.
These items raised some serious concern. To make sure everyone was safe, they decided to search Nolan's car for the rifle he had mentioned earlier. After a thorough search, they found the rifle, which was not loaded and had no bullets in it. Nolan, who had been somewhat relaxed at first, began to realize he might be in a lot of trouble. He claimed he didn't know it was illegal to bring a weapon, but the situation was turning more serious by the minute. The school had rules and he had broken them. He faced the possibility of being suspended for 10 days and even expelled for violating these rules. In the end, Nolan did get a 10-day suspension and he faced legal trouble as well. He was arrested on charges of possessing a weapon in a school safety zone. The incident serves as a strong reminder that it's important to follow safety policy. There can be serious consequences when those rules are not followed. If you thought the previous case was alarming, brace yourself for this next one. This involves 2 teenagers from Florida who have been charged with conspiring to commit a mass shooting at their school. These 2 young individuals, aged 13 and 14, drew inspiration from the infamous Columbine shooters and meticulously studied the tragic event. Their disturbing plans also extended it to attempting to purchase guns online. This shocking series of events unfolded when an 8th grade teacher received a tip from one of the students indicating that one of the 2 boys had a gun in his backpack. Authorities searched the backpack and found that there was no firearm, but what they did find was equally disturbing, a map of the middle school marked with indications of where the surveillance cameras were located. Connor Pruitt, the 13-year-old, and his 14-year-old friend Philip Bird had allegedly been plotting to target their own school in Lehigh Acres, Florida. The teenagers' actions were not limited to schoolyard drawings and discussion. They had been actively exploring dark corners of the internet, attempting to acquire firearms from the black market. Their obsession with the 1999 Columbine massacre was evident through extensive research and studying, which served as a twisted inspiration. Deputies conducted searches of the homes, revealing a cache of concerning items, including ammunition, shotgun shells, knives, and other weapons. During a court appearance, Philip Bird's mother, Carrie Tuller, couldn't hold back her tears. She was visibly distraught and emotional about the situation her son was now involved in. He was just a young boy, and the gravity of the charges against him weighed heavy on her. She claimed that her son was not a monster and he wouldn't have harmed anyone. She even mentioned that her niece attended the same school, showing the deep concern for family and community safety. On March 8th of 2022, the Volusia County Sheriff's Department received a concerning tip. Someone had posted a TikTok video showing a student from Atlantic High School with a loaded firearm at school. The police immediately sprang into action. It all started when school staff called a 16-year-old student named Anthony Luz into the principal's office because he, quote, reeked of marijuana. During an initial search of the student's backpack, he shockingly admitted to having a loaded handgun inside. The situation rapidly escalated as the Seattle Police Department was summoned to the scene. The officers arrived swiftly, ready to assess and handle the situation.
Are you? Come on. Sir? You know what I want to talk to you about? You don't know? Okay.
The school staff already informed the officers about the student's confession and the presence of the weapon in his backpack. The officer's priority was to ensure the safety of everyone involved, including students, staff, and the student himself. The officers instructed the student to remove his backpack and initiated a conversation with him. They explained that they were responding to reports of marijuana odor and the possibility of a weapon in his possession. In response, the student nervously recounted the events leading to the encounter, admitting to having weed in his bag, but seemed genuinely unaware of the firearm's presence.
Turn around for me. Turn around again. Lift your sweatshirt up again. What is that?
As the conversation unfolded, the officers decided to check the student's backpack thoroughly, and their discovery was alarming. Inside was a handgun with a round in the chamber and the safety off. The seriousness could not be overstated, and the officers knew they had to act swiftly to ensure everyone's safety. Outside of the school premises, the officers conducted a background check on the firearm and will continue their search of the backpack for any items or substances that might shed light on the incident. But the situation would take another troubling turn when officers received crucial information over the radio. The firearm that had been discovered in the student's possession had been reported as stolen in the state of New Jersey. This revelation significantly escalated the potential legal consequences for the student. Now fully aware of the gravity of the situation, the officers were prepared to hear the student's side of the story. They needed to ascertain how a stolen firearm ended up in his possession and what role he played in the alarming situation. During the interrogation, one of the officers pressed the student for more details, attempting to understand how the gun had entered his backpack. Simultaneously, another officer examined the contents of the student's wallet, adding another layer of complexity. They found someone else's ID and a stolen credit card. These findings raised further concerns and legal issues, which compounded the charges against the student. The officers had no choice but to place the student under arrest. The handcuffs were secured on him, and he was prepared for transportation to the police precinct, where the legal process would begin to address the serious charges against him. This case at Franklin High School serves as a stark reminder of how the importance of maintaining a safe and drug-free school environment is. It also highlights the critical role of law enforcement in responding to and addressing potentially dangerous situations within educational institutions. If you love true crime stories, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales of bravery in the face of danger.